By the powers vested in me as Vice-Chancellor and Principal, I hereby constitute this assembly as a legal congregation of the University of Pretoria. During this assembly, degrees and diplomas with all the associated rights and privileges will be conferred and awarded to the candidates whose names appear in the program. We request all of you to join us in silent prayer or meditation to give thanks for the achievements of our students. As Vice-Chancellor and Principal of the University of Pretoria, I extend a hearty word of welcome to you at this virtual graduation ceremony. I would like to welcome the Dean and the Deputy Dean of the faculty, along with all persons to whom degrees and diplomas will be conferred and awarded to. We also welcome families, friends, and spouses to this virtual graduation ceremony. This is the third virtual graduation ceremony the university has held in the past year, after we were obliged to depart from the traditional graduation format as a result of COVID-19 pandemic, which, as you know, has made large physical gatherings impossible for the time being. Our first virtual graduation season commenced just 10 days after the declaration of the national state of disaster towards the end of March 2020. It was memorable not only for that sobering reason, but also for a more agreeable one. During those first virtual ceremonies, the University of Pretoria conferred 11,001 qualifications on graduates in absentia. This was a record number for the university and one of the largest graduating cohorts, if not the largest, in South Africa at the time. I'm delighted to share with you that the autumn 2021 graduation season is now breaking that record. In this graduation season, we'll be conferring a total of 11,424 qualifications, including 198 doctorates and 1,289 master's degrees. This is a great achievement, especially in these uncertain and unpredictable times. Such an achievement is simply magnificent. I mean this on two levels. One is the outstanding personal effort you put into persevering with your studies when normal study routines and methodologies had suddenly been upended, and I'll say more about this later. The other level concerns the collective contribution of this graduating cohort to the skills of our country, and more broadly, our continent. Compared to the rest of the world, South Africa and Africa as a whole have very low graduation rates per capita, a state of affairs that perpetually widens the skills gap. The fact that we at the University of Pretoria are now graduating such a large number of cohort of graduates is good news indeed for the development of our country and the continent. But this welcome injection of skills is not only about numbers. Just as important are the kinds of skills and the quality of skills that you, our graduates, will be bringing with you into whatever career or study pathway you choose to pursue from this point. For instance, the University of Pretoria students once again excelled in the ITC, the initial test of competence, which is the first professional exam for prospective chartered accountants. In November 2020, students from our Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences again achieved first position in South Africa. This feat followed on the first place we achieved in the January 2020 ITC, when an unprecedented 7 out of the top 10 students in the country were from this university. In addition, UP won the 2020 Chartered Institute of Management Accountants CIMA Prize Winner Excellence Award, as well as the Institute's Global Excellence Award at its first ever virtual award ceremony. These awards recognize university partners with top performing CIMA students in case study exams, as well as university partners that have achieved the highest pass rates for CIMA exams. What makes these accomplishments even more special is that our students excelled despite the disruption of having their ITC exam deferred from June 2020 to November 2020 owing to lockdown regulations. Well done to every one of you who was part of this incredible effort. Not content with notching up all the accomplishments I've just listed, we are also making history. One of our PhD graduates, Dr. Tumeka Mashova Raimudzisi, is the first Black female chartered accountant to receive a PhD in leadership. This is a noteworthy achievement, testament to your commitment and dedication. Congratulations. If time permitted, which it unfortunately does not, there will be many other examples of achievement under pressure that I could share with you as testimony to the resilience and endurance of the human spirit. In my book, every one of you has shown resilience and endurance during unprecedented turbulence and upheaval. The university is proud of you all. All your hard work, tenacity, and resilience has helped to get you to this point. Yes, the Institute certainly played its part. As the Vice Chancellor and Principal of the University of Pretoria, I know what efforts and energies were invested in keeping the academic program going and enabling our students to succeed during the most protracted campus closures in our history. But what stands out for me is not the effort UP made in rolling out laptops and remote learning technologies, so much as the skills you, our graduates, gained from the experience. For our graduates to make a difference in society, they need to be creative, flexible, resilient, entrepreneurial, and collaborative. I can state with confidence that this graduating cohort has these qualities in abundance. They will serve you and our country well. University too has learned a lot from this pandemic. As you know, our preferred mode of teaching and learning before this health crisis has been the hybrid approach, a delivery model that makes use of traditional classroom-based learning tools supplemented by online and technology-supported activities. On the strength of our experiences online during this pandemic, we are reimagining the modes of teaching and learning that we are adopting for the future. Teaching and learning are going to be interesting spaces for innovation, creativity, and experimentation. Above all, we aim to provide a rich interactive experience that is educative and not just instructional, and which results in well-educated, skilled, socially engaged, and sensitive graduates eager to transform our society, our continent, and the world. We also aim to enable students to become graduates who can engage in lifelong learning, where they unlearn and relearn. In this way, they can navigate the emerging world of work that is an outcome of multiple disruptions of the life and the world as we know it, including the disruptions caused by rapid technological change. In the near future, we'll be launching a Center for the Study of the Future of Work. Allow me to touch briefly on the disruptions you, our graduates, experienced during your studies in 2020. I know that all of you were affected by the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic while you were studying. However, what I and my colleagues at the university do not necessarily know is what trials and tribulations you, individually and personally, experienced while completing your qualification. We do not know what difficulties and distractions were going on around you while you were studying for that crucial test, or writing or revising the next chapter of your thesis or dissertation, or what additional responsibilities you took on in your living space and with regard to your loved ones while soldiering through your year of completion. Were you perhaps one of the many South Africans separated from loved ones as a result of traveling restrictions and border closures? What personal sadnesses and sufferings and hardships did you endure as a result of COVID or otherwise in that most crucial time of your studies? Did you suffer loss of family and close ones, friends, fellow students, or colleagues? My colleagues and I cannot know what your lived experience was as you toiled to complete your degree, diploma, or certificate. What we do know without a shadow of doubt is that your success is hard-won and deeply deserved. Earning a qualification from the University of Pretoria is an achievement to cherish. Earning qualifications in the time of COVID-19 is in a class of its own. You, together with the 11,001 graduates of autumn 2020 and the 1,380 graduates of summer 2020, are unique. You have succeeded, and we celebrate your achievement today. On behalf of the broader community of the University of Pretoria, please accept my heartfelt congratulations. Your graduation ceremony is your moment of triumph to savor, celebrate, share with family and friends, and remember for the rest of your life. We hope to one day return to physical graduation ceremonies where graduates can walk across the stage in the presence of family and friends and take photographs. For now, virtual graduation ceremonies such as these play an indispensable role in your journey with the university. This is because a virtual graduation is a legally constituted assembly that enables you to formally graduate so that you can receive your certificate and use it to open whatever doors you have intended to unlock, whether in the form of further studies, of course, at the University of Pretoria, or in your career or profession. May it lead you to more opportunities and serve you well. Turning now to the future. In the same way that you and your fellow graduates are on the verge of the next stage of fulfilling your dreams for your life, so is the University of Pretoria. As I briefly mentioned earlier, we've been using the challenges presented by the global health pandemic to begin rethinking, reimagining, and repositioning the university itself. The university can play an essential role in co-creating the country and continent we want post-COVID-19. Here at the University of Pretoria, we see an opportunity to be one of the agents and drivers of change in Africa and globally, finding and deploying innovative ways to address poverty, unemployment, inequality, and social injustice. UP, as you know, is a hub for new ideas. When it comes to COVID-19 research, we are involved at multiple levels. We are researching genome profiles to be able to identify who in the population is at higher risk of contracting fatal viruses and other diseases. We are also researching how people in society behave during a pandemic. Because if we don't understand this, we cannot manage the spread optimally. We participated in international COVID-19 clinical trials and produced sanitizers, face masks, and face shields. Our Faculty of Health Sciences quickly incorporated COVID-19 into the primary healthcare curriculum. This is how we will need to respond to pandemics in the future, with rapid responses focused on multi-sectoral interventions. For example, our university is the only representative from Africa in the new University Social Responsibility Network, an international group of 16 top universities. And last year, the Times Higher Education's Impact Rankings rated UP among the top 100 universities in the world for its social and economic impact in 3 categories, based on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, otherwise known as the SDGs. These are quality education, industry, innovation and infrastructure, and peace, justice, and strong institutions. We envisage a better, more sustainable world characterized by prosperity, genuine democracy, peace, equity and equality, social justice, and ethical use of all resources. And we are convinced we can co-create this just new world through high-quality hybrid teaching, together with transdisciplinary research and social engagement that is impactful. And of course, this co-creation must harness the collective expertise, energies, and goodwill of our family of alumni, among whom you, this season's graduates, can now be counted. As the new alumni of the University of Pretoria, remember the values from UP to always strive for excellence, persevere, respect everyone, be creative, innovate, embrace diversity, grow, be a lifelong learner, be kind, and make a difference every day. This is what makes the UP way of life. I appeal to you to be part of our quest to rethink, reimagine, and reposition the University of Pretoria, and in so doing, contribute to the co-creation of the Africa we want. Please take the next step by downloading the UP Connect Graduate app. keeping you connected to your alma mater and offering access to the many opportunities available to our alumni wherever in the world you are. Remember to always keep in contact with the alumni office at UP and let us know when your contact details change. No matter where you end up in the world, remember that you are part of the UP family, whose overarching strength is its diversity in terms of staff, students, the programs offered, and areas of research that define its excellence. We're an institution on its way to becoming a beacon for demographic diversity and inclusivity, a future-oriented and focused university that is a driver of social change. Congratulations on your graduation and enjoy the celebrations with your loved ones. Take pride in the sense of achievement that comes with knowing that you have excelled against all odds. I hereby confer and award all degrees and diplomas in absentia with the associated rights and privileges to all candidates whose names appear in the graduation program.
Doctor of Philosophy, Ruqayya Al-Khatona, Nursing Science. Thesis: Development of strategies for effective simulation-based learning in the undergraduate nursing education at nursing colleges in the United Arab Emirates. A mixed method study. Supervisor: Professor F.M. Mulawudzi. Co-supervisor: Dr. N.V. Sipeng. Caroline De Beer, Physiotherapy. Thesis: Upper limb muscle strength and endurance as predictors of successful extubation in mechanically ventilated patients. A predictive correlational study. Supervisor: Professor A.J. van Rooyen. Co-supervisor: Professor F. Parok. Juanita de Kok, Nursing Science. Thesis: Workplace Culture and Quality of Intrapartum Care, an Emancipatory Practice Development Study. Supervisor: Professor T. Haynes. Co-supervisor: Professor I. M. Kutsia. Lizette Kuhn, Dietetics. Thesis: Effect of 12 weeks fish supplementation of an enhanced usual diet on cognition of resource-limited, independently living elderly in a retirement village. A randomized controlled trial. Supervisor: Professor F. A. M. Venold. Co-supervisor: Professor C. Kotze. Co-supervisor: Professor U. E. McIntyre. Adeline Pretorius, Dietetics. Thesis: Factors related to resting energy expenditure and physical activity of 6 to 9-year-old children in 2 primary schools in the city of Tshwane metropolitan area. Supervisor: Professor F. A. M. Venold. Co-supervisor: Professor P. S. Wood. Co-supervisor: Dr. M. H. Lichodi. Melita Rasweswe, Nursing Science. Thesis: The indigenous perspective of the meaning and treatment modalities of dysmenorrhea among the Batlokwa women of Limpopo Province. Supervisor: Professor M. D. Pugh. Co-supervisor: Professor F. M. Mulawudzi. Jeanette Sibayeng, Nursing Science. Thesis: Evaluating the outcomes of professional socialization guidelines in the clinical learning environment. Supervisor: Professor T. Haynes. Co-supervisor: Professor I. M. Kutsia. Master of Dietetics, Tepiso Tindisa, Anna Marie van die Kerk. Lauren Walsh. Master of Nursing Science, Clinical Fields of Study, Shri Asunkau, with distinction. Samiga Devnath, Mukhadi Khadima, Sona Nubi, with distinction. Mamiki Ramukupelwa, Jack Rampisa. Nursing Education, Fatima Abdullahi, Ngubile Gina, Hilda Kawaya, Kavanyeta Mashamba, Sarah Namulondo, Itumeleng Rasitswane, Patience Tulello. Nursing Management, Funzani Nifale, with distinction. Wanda van der Merwe, with distinction. Master of Occupational Therapy, Jenna de Oliveira, with distinction. Master of Physiotherapy, Kerry Paul. Sinette van Sale, with distinction. Bachelor of Radiography Honours, Diagnostics, Elsie Waman, Olka Maluleke, Nkukutlana Matsapula, Tebucho Machabe, Lillian Mutlacha, Melanie Muhava, Peter Mulla, Zandile Skakane, Nuclear Medicine, Nicole Dix, with distinction. Anna-Marie Westhuizen, Leonie Smith, Janita Throne. Postgraduate Diploma, Vocational Rehabilitation, Bulugeng Balatseng, Mariette Boitmont, with distinction. Sinamile Dlamini, Gria Lane Dreyer, Anushka French, with distinction. Nasima Gangat, with distinction. Gloria Kekana, Tabo Kutumela, Tato Kwanaite, Shristi Maharaj, Monupe Mashau, Murungwa Mashilo, Rachel Matiba, Matukela Matlakala, Karabo Motsepa, Mpho Nechilavulu, Tembi Nkomo, Tulufelo Sbiya, Janine Smith, Rendani Chefura. Bachelor of Dietetics, Shazia Ali, Leona Berman, Jantai Bueta, with distinction. Leandri Briet, Claudia Kutzer, Dante Engelbrecht, Jaime Hill, Reiki Janse van Rensberg, Ashley Krieger, Shanae Creer, Shani Lagrange, Ayanda Mabaso, Lisejo Mabe, Khunzi Matsetela, Kailin Pillay, Tsietsi Sikoshule, Cornelia Stridom, Tebogo Tlailane. Bachelor of Nursing Science, Eremery Bueta, Erin Crawford with distinction, Tamara Demant with distinction, Carmen de Valliers with distinction, Marina Dupré, Chantal Finger, Berta Goncalves, Ndumgaise Khosana, Nontlantla Khoza, Noluthando Khumalo, Chantal Klopper, Michelle Knutze, Caitlin Koopman, Khopotso Lekalakala, Nicole Ludwig, Kekeletso Mahlasela, Pindiwe Maisela, Ntabiseng Makubela, Stelo Mapanga, Karin Mare, Jean-Marie Maretz, Dimakatso Mashinini, Buyiswa Mhlwana, Matapelo Muahi, Ruth Mukhale, Sandikazi Mokhashwa, Carol Moilwa, Tlotlo Moilwe, Ntabiseng Mukomatsili, Jolina Motiba, Kidiboni Motsekhwa, Kineilwe Mpulukeng, Sfiso Ndlovu, Tumisang Nkwane, Marlies Potgieter, Tsegofalang Rampou, Noxolo Khobushe, Khomotso Sikatane, Aiden Sharp, Elelwani Sipuma Murobi, Renske Stein, Irene Swart, Obert Tole, Natalie Tsaku, Annika van Rienen, Lisa Marie Venter, Marie-Elise Vermeulen, Maries Vogel, Fezile Zulu. Bachelor of Nursing Science, Education and Administration, Mervyn Asagai, Tinyiko Baloyi, Maria Buerta with distinction, Ntadi Chilwane, Tetello Chwene, Gertrude DeFos with distinction, Matladi Dibakwane, Nogubonga Jubele, Almarie Alds, Ruan Gous with distinction, Faith Gumete with distinction, Zama Hlachwayo, Nancy Hlungwane, Charmaine Khatla, Manoko Khopa with distinction, Lorinda Kukumur, Malisele Kula, Elina Kwele, Tefu Laka, Tsegofatso Lekalakala, Khomocho Lekota, Margaret Ludick, Marriott Mabena with distinction. Mangkhwage Mabinane. Mamokoma Madlala. Mahubelo Maepa. Ndicheni Mafulane. Sophie Mahlangu. Mahlatsi Makhatu. Ramadimecha Mokhwale. Mamorunche Makubele. Helen Makweng. Emily Maleka. Mantina Mamabolo. Betty Manape. Naftali Manyatela. Nontogozo Masangu. Slindile Masangu. Rosina Masemola. Catherine Mashapa. Malekgotla Matibe. Mashego Matlading. Doris Matlule. Angelina Matwalana. Beauty Mbambo. Ivan Mayer with distinction. Makwena Mkabela. Nobuntle Mkabela. Rebecca Mkwanazi. Mawane Mile. Simon Mwetanalo. Moshiane Mohanedi. Ngwana Magetsi Mogashwa. Nkopane Mohlalafase. Gaugelo Molepo. Ditshego Monaiwa. Xolile Monareng. Masekwayile Moshole. Lorraine Mutawung. Mafola Motapo. Bethsia Motseping. Sishikwana Mpebe. Tsulufelo Mpahlele. Nditwani Mpidi. Nobesuthu Mpofu. Fortunate Mtakyana. Tsumbedzo Mudau. Vincent Mukari. Nchabeni Mulawudzi. Zethu Mieza. Lorraine Ndlovu. Ncebekazi Ndlamla. Nothabo Ndlovu. Mulatela Ngwasheng. Notlanhla Ngwenya. Phumzile Nkosi. Zachariah Nkosi. Rainer Norman. Tsidibi Ntumba. Madibulu Pahlane. Genevieve Phala with distinction. Khomotso Pitswane. Negdine Puzicha with distinction. Thabo Rachidumela. Ndisavelavi Ramatava. Lebogang Ramuncha. Mamorake Ramoshu. Petunia Rankwe. Mapola Ranoto. Ramapo Riba. Siangu Sanvora. Amber Skuman. Alreza Schultz. Kamogelo Sifaku. Mahabo Serumula. Ntomzotwa Shikwambane. Precious Slawule. Martha Skosana. Marletsa Swanepoel, Esther Tlhabane, Charmaine Shabalala, Phumzile Shabangu, Mulalo Chifularo, Zachariah Chisele, Angeline van der Westhuizen, Penelope Zulu. Bachelor of Nursing Science, Education and Administration, Clinical Nursing Science. Maraika Botha with distinction. Slindile Dlakana, Ntombekaya Dube, Portia Gama, Mashau Hlongwane, Stefina Lebelo, Kholiwe Machika, Masilo Mainecha, Boidumelo Malebye, Ramasela Malebye, Promise Maliti, Athalia Maputuma, Megan Matebula, Raisibe Matlou, Tsakani Mdluli, Khobokwane Mokolo, Khontse Molepo, Sibusiso Mota, Tunsume Mondera, Temberani Ndiweni, Conseishao Njinya, Betty Nkwana, Abdalwisi Nuru, Samantha Skuman with distinction, Thomas, Moses Vilagazi. Community Nursing Science, Mildred Malamulle with distinction, Ramaite Siabela. Nursing Education, Christine Brazil with distinction, Morendeni Kumela, Teresa Mfete, Tebogo Molekwa with distinction, Dikeledi Ngobeni, Stefina Ntwampe, Neliswa Simelane. Nursing Management, Annette Grunewald with distinction, Kilebogile Garodi, Nyana Lamola, Helen Lebotsa, Arna Loubser with distinction, Tulisile Mabaso, Lydia Maimane, Nkoti Malaka, Sarah Manghe, Makutadi Masemula, Bigwele Masete, Alina Mashiane, Malike Matenchi, Matepo Matabe, Itumeleng Maunye, Esther Mweketi, Margaret Mufukeng, Lorraine Molepo, Gloria Mongwe, Marula Mutadi, Mushidi Mutaung, Rosina Mutiba, Lorraine Mukangwe, Pauline Mpake, Lonia Moila, Trudy Ngwenya, Sontaga Rakabe, Ngaletsane Rakau, Bevelin Rahoto, Mapule Rakalakane, Mahari Ramachila with distinction, Aretha Sihokodi, Leah Silwana, Sindisiwe Sbia, Dominique Smith. Bachelor of Occupational Therapy, Yana Basson, Simonai Buerta with distinction. Cornelie Coetzee, Carlien Cordier, Leonie Cortizo, Marike de Jager with distinction. Tabelo Dlamini, Mia Erasmus, Chantai Fortune, Anrique Ferry, Chandray Galt with distinction. Marley Grabe with distinction. Zoray Harris, Tyler Hobber Watson with distinction. Jessica Joubert with distinction. Nomtandazo Kumalo, Irina Komape, Orefa Lalamani, Lihlohonolo Latahomu, Gabriela Lekula with distinction. Ivona Lowe with distinction. Vuyelwa Mabanga, Pindile Mapena, Tintswalo Matebula, Busi Mukwena, Mahotabe Moriti, Sebenzile Msibi, Josiah Ngomane, Ribuani Ntabarara, Unai Widendal with distinction. Tara Oldfield with distinction. Jessica Policarpu with distinction. Vilmarie Pretorius, Mantwa Regalakane, Kylan Robertse, Zongile Sbia with distinction. Danelle Smith, Nadine Smith with distinction. Bianca Stein with distinction. Inge Ungerer with distinction. Joanai van Aert, Natasha van Niekerk with distinction. Bachelor of Physiotherapy, Terran August with distinction. Tamsin Bouwmeister, Janri Becker with distinction. Gabriella Bertone, Evan Boyson with distinction. Janke Boysons with distinction. Valinda Bueta with distinction. Lizai Broekman, Claire Carstens, Shihluke Chauke, Desiree Coetzee, Petronella Coetzee with distinction. Caitlin Cook, Caitlin Crow with distinction. Lorraine Dippenor with distinction. Donita Inslin with distinction. Babalwa Feni, Chantai Ferry with distinction. Tyler Grobler, Laurencia Gwala, Togozani Gwala, Christu Haman with distinction. Amy Hurleman with distinction. Minette Uesta with distinction. Petronette Joubert, Spesihle Joey, Jabulani Koza, Dikeledi Kubeka. Samgelisiwe Kumalo. Peter Lennon with distinction. Neo Machitela with distinction. Khabo Madubanya. Peladi Makura. Metsi Malika. Tintswalo Maluleke. Rabelani Masindi. Lebogang Matlala. Tegan McKechnie with distinction. Alexandra Michael. Lisedi Modiba. Yonai Mulman with distinction. Gaugelo Mpe. Tandolwetu Mpali. Nordus Nao with distinction. Yoliswa Nibe. Denai Nyamingura. Akinbiyi Odunlade. Carmen Pinar with distinction. Janine Potgieter. Carabello Rampeng with distinction. Yvonne Rautenbach with distinction. Hannelie Ross with distinction. Shanae Schullenberg with distinction. Naledi Sichodi. Inge Tolker with distinction. Nomonde Tsatsi. Claire Urio. Belindy van der Merwe with distinction. Zanli van der Merwe with distinction. Cherie van Eck. Shanae van die Kerk. Helene Marie van Zyl with distinction. Monique Visser. Bachelor of Radiography. Diagnostics. Deirdre Buoto. Tato Chabeli with distinction. Poju Chu. Palisa Chokwe. Alexia Clausen. Marlies Kutsia with distinction. Chantal De Bruin. Natasha Dupont with distinction. Carla Duplessis with distinction. Yonali Duplessis. Estenie Ferry. Adelie Arman with distinction. Charity Hlapa. Anesu Katsuwa. Mfanelo Koza with distinction. Glory Kokopane. Tonai Labaskachne. Nontsigelelo Mabona with distinction. Tumi Machacha. Tibatso Mahajane. Kanyane Matlanyane. Lucian Matthews with distinction. Muracholane Matuludi. Tobega Mdleche. Sfiso Mhlongo. Mfundiso Domandela. Nolulama Sikweli. Anna-Marie Venter with distinction. Kirsten Voigt with distinction. Michaela Wright.
I'll now introduce to you the recipient of the Vice Chancellor and Principals Award. The following candidate distinguished herself during 2020 as the overall top achiever in her faculty. Congratulations.
Award of the Vice Chancellor and Principal. Marley Grabe. Achievement Awards. Clinical Emergencies Trophy, Marley Grabe. Potts Trophy, Jessica Joubert. Professor V. Boermer Trophy, Jessica Joubert. Wona Tutoy Trophy, Marley Grabe. Health Source Trust Award, Tara Oldfield. Instop Award, the prize is shared, Leonie Cortizo, Jessica Joubert. The Otasa UP Staff Award, the prize is shared, Tapelo Dlamini, Nomtandazo Kumalo, Gabriela Likula, and Nadine Smith. Success Mayogi Award, the prize is shared, Jana Basson, Marika de Jager, Shantae Fortune, Tara Oldfield. Elsevier Prize, Melanie Muhava. Axum Prize, Yonalie Duplessis. Denmark Specialist Psychiatric Hospital Prize, Ntabiseng Makubela. Department of Radiography Prize, Annemarie Venter. Department of Nursing Science Prize, Nursing Science Theory, Erin Crawford. Department of Nursing Science Prize, Community Nursing Science, Erin Crawford. Department of Nursing Science Prize, Psychiatric Nursing Science, Erin Crawford. Department of Nursing Science Prize, Midwifery, Dumgaise Khosana. Philips Healthcare SA Prize, Annemarie Venter. Radiography Prize, Anesu Katsuwa. ProMed Prize, Adelie Arman. TechMed Prize, Annemarie Venter. Department of Nursing Prize, General Nursing Science, Erin Crawford. Friends of Vescopius Prize, Marley Grabe.
Let us give our graduates a big hand for their hard work and perseverance. I would like to thank their families, friends, and spouses for supporting our graduates during their studies. We have now come to the end of the proceedings. Please join us in singing the national anthem. By the powers vested in me, I hereby dissolve this assembly of the University of Pretoria.
Gaudiamus igitur juvenestum sumus. Gaudiamus igitur juvenestum sumus. Post jucundam juventutem, post molestam senectutem, nos habet